Hey guys, welcome back for another bench update. It's been a couple of weeks since my last one and I've been busy as always on the bench, so I thought I'd share with you what I've been up to, and as always a few purchases I've received as well. So like I mentioned, I've been really busy. When we go down to the bench here, I actually have 4 projects on the go, I guess technically. So I guess let's go straight down the bench and let me show you what I've been working on. So here we are, what a smorgasbord of projects. From yellow to white to all kinds of stuff. So let me talk you through this hot mess. So this is something I literally did this morning. This is from my youngest daughter, Harper. She wanted to. She's really kind of into the modeling thing in terms of like watching. She loves coming to my, before she goes to bed, she comes into my modeling room every evening and she likes to pull out mostly the car kits and like open the boxes, look at them. Her big thing's yellow. She loves the color yellow. So I got like a yellow Corvette, I think, like an Amt Kit and other stuff. She just loves to open them. So I have a bunch of these Meng Toon kits, really designed. Well, I got a few kind of selection for myself. I've seen some really cool made up, like professionally made up, you know, with like weathered real nicely and using photo etch and that kind of stuff and little dioramas. So I got that one. But I also have a couple just for the kids just to fool around with. These things are great. So she's too young, obviously, to build this, but I could pretty much build it for her, which is kind of watching. It literally took like 20-30 minutes to put it together. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't sand anything down. I didn't really glue much. I didn't sand any seams. I didn't sand any kind of like where I cut off the sprue. I just threw this thing together because I know she's probably going to fool around with this thing and it's going to be broken in 20 minutes. So it's really just clicked together, to be honest with you. I didn't really use much glue at all, just dot here and there. Built this thing up, then just painted it with yellow, her favorite color, just a straightforward XF3 yellow. But it looks kind of really nice. You see, it's on my fingers and everything as well. It's everywhere. But it looks really cool, actually. Yellow Tang. I mean, the King Tiger Toon tank in yellow. I'm kind of digging it. So she wants to paint the wheels black, which kind of look good, I guess, black on yellow. So tomorrow we'll shoot some black on the wheels, and then probably paint these tracks a little bit, and that will be it. I mean, maybe clear coat it for her. Decals come with it are the usual like Nazi iron crosses and stuff. As it's for a child, a toddler, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and put Nazi markings on them. We might go for my spares and put some stars and bars, or some roundels, or some kind of fun kind of, I don't know, Pepsi or some whatever I have there. We might put some kind of decals on it just to make it more kid friendly, I guess. But yeah, that's just a cool little project. Just literally started this morning. Hit it with the yellow. But yeah, the yellow kind of looks really nice the way we sprayed it. We sprayed it. Get kids kind of into it. Basically had it sat on my lap and used this airbrush. She pushed down on the trigger, but I kind of pushed it back to get the paint flowing and basically kind of controlled it. But it felt like she was kind of doing it, if that makes sense. But it's good to get kids in hobby, get them interested. So that's the yellow one. This little guy might still be a little wet, needs a couple more coats, is the Fujimi Golf GTI. Now, those of you who watch my channel will know, hey, what's the car doing on the channel? I build the odd car here and there. I stopped about a year ago just because it's so difficult to get them look real good. Like, you need to get unless it's a rally car full of mud and stuff, you need to get the perfect finish, and I just never got it. I always got a few imperfections, it just drove me crazy, and I got through, used a lot of hot paints, a lot of special car paints, which kind of ruined the plastic. I lost a few kits where the plastic's kind of just crazed and stuff because I was using kind of like splash paints and zero paints, those kind of super hot paints we have to mist on very lightly in like 20 coats. So went back to basics and just painted this with Tamiya paint. So this is just the usual, well, the lacquer version, LP2 white, which is super easy to use. So I just primed it, again going old school, I just primed it with XF19 grey and just sprayed on white. So I'm doing this white with black trim. All the bottom bumpers and stuff are going to be black. It just, for me, I've had this kit in my stash a while, and it just reminds me of my childhood in the 80s, like the Golf GTI I think it's Mark 1. Just a cool, iconic car. Again, just reminds me of my childhood. So just thought I'd go try something simple. So white, I think it still needs a kind of a coat or two, and then clear coat it. I don't have any 2K, and I probably won't go that far. I'll probably maybe use like LP9 or maybe some GX100 or something just to kind of clear coat it. And then my plan with this was to kind of build it. Hopefully it's nice as I can, but if the worst comes to worst and I struggle and it turns out a bit of a mess or as a flaw or a fingerprint or something, I'm just going to go ahead and beat it up and rust the hell out of it, like do a junkyard kind of Golf GTI with rust and everything. But hopefully it'll come that far. Hopefully it'll be a nice clean build. So this is kind of a little side project I'm working on. All I've literally done is just paint, like I say, sand down, and then prime and paint the main thing. I really want to get this done, do the window rubbers and the bumpers and stuff, and see how it looks, and if it make sure it turns out okay before I invest too much time kind of working on the running gear and the interior and that kind of stuff. I can do that later. I just want to make sure the main body is good first. But plastic is really crisp. I was looking for a few of my Amt kits, and it's just so softly molded. Like I've got this cool like the 67 Mustang from like the Bullet movie. I've got like a Chevy Impala, Corvette, 1970 Corvette in my stash. All those are really cool cars, but when you look at them, the molding's just crap. It's just all so softly molded. I also have the Tallery Ford Escort Mark 1, I think it is, like the rally car. That would look pretty cool too. I took that out of the box and then again sanded it a couple of seams and stuff and see how it looked, saw how it looked. But I had a separate kind of bonnet or hood, depending where you're on the world, and when I just placed on top of it, there's a huge gap each side from the plastic. There's like at least a couple of millimeters each side where it fits. So I just put it back in the box. Like, I can't be dealing with this right now. But this looked really nice. It's simple. It's literally like 2 or 3 sprues plus the body. Nice crisp plastic. So I thought I'd give this shot a go. So again, it's going to be white, obviously white. And the bottom here, around the wheel arches and the bottom, the front, sorry, and the back here is all like basically black. You can't see, I'm not going to camera, my bad. Around here, the front is basically black. So I thought nice, simple black and white, and just see how it turns out. So that's this guy. Let's talk about this guy next. And this is my truck. You guys know I've been working this for several weeks now on the side. Pretty much done. I'm not happy how the chipping and the scraping is too bright. I went a little bit over the top. There's too much metallic on there. I need to dial it back a little bit. But this is that Trumpeter truck. I forgot what it was. M1076, I think it is. So it turned out, still needs some weathering and stuff. Just basic weathering added to it. Kind of really happy how that guy turned out. It was really fun to build. No tracks, which is a bonus. And then I built some pallets out of that mini art box set which just came out. I can't find a box right now, but it's basically pallets, a couple of drums which I painted, and which are over here. A couple of drums, and a pallet jack, which I've dropped that. Which I've half painted. The pallet jack, I painted it orange. I still need to paint the rest of it. It's a cool little dio kind of stuff. So that's what I've done with that one. As you know, I was going to use this set, which looked really cool. It kind of goes with this truck, and I thought make a nice cool little diorama. It's basically, well, more of a vignette. So it's kind of part of the side of the road, maybe simple road or concrete or something, with it's being offloaded with these guys around. So okay, cool. This set looks pretty cool. So I built the first guy up, the guy that sits in the back of the truck, and it's terrible. I mean, he looks like Lurch, right? His tons of gaps in there. It's plastic, obviously. I'm a resin kind of fan for the figures, but anyway, look at his forehead's like. So you zoom in. I've got so much on my bench, I don't think it's going to zoom in very good. Zoom in, zoom in. Sorry, focus. It's not going to play with me. But his head's super huge. I mean, he's just all out of proportion. His arms are like 6 feet long. It's typically Lurch. So I was like, that's not going to work for me. That's crap. I'm not even going to bother with the others. So I dug around what I had, and I had this random resin figure of this female. So I painted this up. Again, sorry, I got so much junk on the bench here. It's going to struggle to focus. But basically, I had this one random resin figure of this female girl, kneeling down with like a assault rifle. And so I thought, let's paint that up. So it came up pretty good. Again, sorry you're not going to see it so good in the camera. So I figured I was going to do a simple diorama, or like I say, vignette now, with just her kind of sat in the corner, a few pallets in the back of the truck, or maybe stacked up next to it, and a few kind of drums and stuff, and that'd be it, call it a day. But yeah, this guy was crap. One boo-boo I made on that too is, I thought, you know what, let's leave off the headlights and put those on the very end, because they're clear parts. Little I know that they wouldn't fit inside once you put the bumper on. So what I had to do is kind of improvise. So I used some crystal clear in the headlights, and then I did put one load on, then I put some silver paint on, then I added some more on top of it to kind of create the lights. So I had to kind of improvise a little bit. But yeah, this guy's pretty much done. Like I say, I'm not happy so much with silver and like too much chipping. Kind of doesn't look right. I need to take care of that. But It's a little bit fragile. There we go. There's the other side too. And I went with that Toon. Where I'm doing everything desert, I did painted some green and brown doors and put the camo on the back and stuff to give you some visual interest. But that's that guy. Now, not only that, I've gone ahead and started a 32nd scale kit again. Prizes for guessing which one it is from that. Okay, it's the F16. So the beautiful Tamiya F16 32nd scale kit. I've decided to start. As you see, I've done the cockpit, and I have started filming this as a video build, which will come up later in the year. It'll take me a while to get. I'm not going to rush this one. I'm just going to do it at slow time. There's a few other bits I need, like decals and stuff, which I got in order. But basically, I've started this week. I've built the cockpit up, and I've done the seat. The cockpit, surprisingly, it doesn't come with decals. So the kit comes with the most random of things. You get like chocks, you get like remove for flight tags, you get all kinds of different stuff, but you don't get any decals for the cockpit, which is kind of strange for me. Instruments. You get the main displays, you get like a couple of decals, but then like the artificial horizon, all the dials and stuff are just blank. So I went online and ordered the Air Scale. They do like an instrument pack for 32nd scale and 48th, where it's just basically tons of different instruments. So what I do is go a little closer, hopefully you can see it. So all around here in the front here, I still need to have those little instruments, and it's quite interesting how it goes. Some of this is like loose fitted, but basically it screws in, and then once it's screwed into the main fuselage, then you can glue this back and put the seat on and stuff. But this is all hand painted. I'm pretty happy kind of how it turned out. Really, it turned out pretty good. That's the same. Just got a few more instruments to put on there. I went ahead and added the HUD already, just because those of you who know my channel as well, my regulars will know most of my builds don't have HUDs. I either have a break or I lose them. So this time around I was determined to get the HUD in there. So it's glued in, ready to go. So the cockpit done, a lot of work on that one. And here's the seat. I did buy the resin seat, but you know what? The kit seat was actually nicer. I got the airy seat. You'll see in the video when it eventually goes up, the build video. This actually has nicer detail on it than the resin seat, and also has the bonus of, obviously it comes with a kit, so if it slides perfectly on the rail, see there it has like the gaps, it slides on the rail and the seat slides in and out, fits perfectly, no surgery required or anything like that, so it's a no-brainer. And it comes with the belts too, the photo etch belts, and the seat belts are actually mask, like paper mask you have to cut. But yeah, so I painted this up just using the usual paints. I think XF50, it's dark gold grey, same as the cockpit, but I don't want to use the same cockpit colour. I want to create a little bit of visual interest, a little bit of tonal differences, so I used XF53, then hand painted using the instructions, used the same colours like the khaki and stuff, and the green for the belts, with model colour for the rest of it. Weathered this up with my favourite right now for cockpits and seats and stuff are the Citadel oils. So Nolan oil, which is black for the seat, a light wash, and then for the cushion covers I used Agraf Earthshade, which is the brown, and that really popped out all that detail, a lot of detail on the pad of the cushion and stuff. Then obviously the photo etch belts. So really happy how this has turned out. Decals are on there and stuff, and this is clear coated. So yeah, that's coming out really nicely. So that's going to obviously mammoth of a kit. I'm not going with the kit decals. I decided to go with, I ordered afterburner decals. I'm going with the Northern Watch Resonate North markings from Insilic Turkey from '99 for this one. So yeah, it's going to be a fun project. Being Tamiya, it should just fall together. But plenty of work to do on that. Plenty of manpower hours. And really, my next stage, I think, is really work on those intakes and try to get the seamless intakes going, because that's going to be a big thing for this jet. So that is really it. A lot more than I normally talk about every couple of weeks, but a lot of projects finishing. This truck guy is almost done. This is just a quick thing you probably won't see ever again. Just need to finish off, start the cockpit, and obviously just start the car as well. So plenty of stuff, keep me busy. Lots of different topics and genres too, which is nice, keeps the brain and the juices flowing. So that's pretty much it. So let me switch the camera back to me and let's talk about some purchases which I've received in the past couple of weeks. There you go. As you've seen, working on plenty of different things, different projects too, from cars to armor to aircraft, which is great. This variety is the spice of life, right? So it's nice to keep the mojo going by different subjects, and rather than doing the same thing over and over, those different subjects really kind of gets your brain going and keeps excitement going for me as well. So let's talk about what I've received in the mail. I received 3 kits, 2 of which I've already actually filmed and reviews. This first one is the Amt DC10 Extender, the USAF tanker. It's basically the DC10. It's just the Eastern Express kit, which is basically reboxed and added a little bit of sprues to make it from the civilian version to the tanker. Really nice kit. The review for this actually goes up on Tuesday. This is this week's review. And it looks really nice. I can't wait to start this. I've got a nice little collection. I've really enjoyed that KC135. That was one of the best builds of the year, if not a long time. I really liked not only how it built that, but how it turned out. So I'm kind of working on a whole nice little like 144 kind of fleet here. I've got the KC10 obviously just now. I've got the C17 up there. I've got a couple of others too. So yeah, nice little collection there. So yeah, this one looks really good. Lots of really nice markings as well. When you see the review, you'll see it's not just this scheme, the old classic version, but it's got the chamois, it's got the modern grey scheme. It also has the Dutch, the Royal Netherlands Air Force. I'm not sure. I'm sure. Only from Netherlands. I apologise. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they got their version in there too. But yeah, it's a really nice kit. Certainly not bigger than a KC135. Obviously, again, it's based upon a DC10, so it's a pretty big aircraft. It's certainly longer than the box. It comes. The back section comes separate to the front. You have to kind of glue it together and stuff. But yeah, AMP is a Ukrainian company. As you know, quite right now, Ukraine and Czech Republic, those kind of places, are really churning out really nice kits right now. So again, this is an Eastern Express rebox, but they have actually added the pods and a few other little bits and bobs to make it the Air Force variant. Cool. Next up, which actually just arrived today, is this little guy, which is Great Wall Hobbies semi-second F16C. So those of you who are regulars to the channel know I'm a big fan of Great Wall Hobbies 72nd scale kits, and this is just another one for the collection. I've got the Israeli one, I've got the E, and now I've got the C. So this is a single seat variant. The reason I got this one is I kind of like the just traditional kind of, see the bottom there, compass grey, but light ghost grey and dark ghost grey scheme. I think I find it a little bit more interesting than the F15E, which is just that gunship grey all over. What I did pick up too, I think I talked to you guys about this before, but they got a mask set, Aero Masks. Really nice guy, great website. He has tons of different stuff on there, different scales, and it really makes it a lot easier. You know, I enjoy the hobby. It's a hobby for me. I don't enjoy sitting down and masking elaborate schemes for hours on end, so for me this is perfect. Basically vinyl cut. How this works is a little bit different to how you normally do camo. Normally when you do camo, you normally start with lightest colour and work your way up to darkest. With masks like this, you normally start with darkest and work your way down to lightest. So that being said, pre-shading, that kind of stuff normally goes out the window because you're not going to see it. It's more the post-shading. So, for example, what you do is you'll paint it in dark grey, mask up those areas which are dark grey using the vinyl masks, and then spray all over with light grey, and then by the time the masks off, you should end up with that lovely pattern, hopefully. This is the third one I've used. The vegan, I don't think I used Aero Masks. I think I used a different company, but I've used it on my, look over there, my F18 in the ambush scheme, and that was okay. A little bit of bleeding with that one, but I'm not sure that was user error or not. I also used my F14 Tomcat, the 48 Tamiya one, where I used the aggressor scheme. I used these masks, and that came out perfect with zero bleed or nothing. So this is the third time using these. Just makes it a whole lot easier, especially like, you know, these little bit elaborate schemes. I mean, not too difficult to mask with tackworms and stuff, but again, gets spot on. So Compass Ghost is a scheme, not Compass Grey. And basically, yeah, like I say, light ghost grey and dark ghost grey, basically the usual kind of colours. Also bought the Lake and Heath decals, so rather than using the box ones, which I'm not quite remember which ones they were. I know Oregon's kind of like the greeny or browny colour, and the blue one I don't quite remember what that is, but it's the 44th Fighter Squadron 18th Air Wing. But yeah, being British, I want to come do the Lake and Heath ones. So I say all the Caracal decals, which should be here probably next week, to go along with that. So this will be a video build. I've also done a review of this. Well, this is on the right on the back of the KC10, so the week after the KC10. So in 2 weeks, this one will be up. it's pretty much the same as the other yellow kits. They're all pretty much all my other F15s. They got Great Wall Hobbies. They all come in the same kind of setup. Obviously, it's a single seater, slightly different. I think the cockpit top looks a little nicer in this one. Lots of detail. But as always, it's a fantastic kit. For some reason, these F15s are really nicely priced, around 30 to 40 bucks, whereas the F14s are obviously same out of my plastic pretty much, but double the price. So I don't know what that is. I've got my eyes set on the F14D, the Sunset one in the yellow box, the special edition. That's out in Asia right now. I don't think it's out in the US, but that's about 60 bucks. And for a semi-second scale kit, I don't really want to pay that much. If it drops down on sale, whatever, I'll probably pick one up. But at 60, that seems a little bit too much. But like I say, these ones, the 15s seem a really good price. As always with Great Wall Hobbies, when you see them, pick them up because their supply chain isn't the best. They'll release a few things, you see them on sale, and then you won't see them for years on end. They pretty much, I think, go for the Chinese market, home market. So when it comes to Europe and America and Australia and stuff, they're normally pretty tricky to kind of get hold of. But pick this one guy up, I think it was like 30 bucks, and yeah, again, really nice looking kit, and I'll be doing a video build of this too. So talking of which, I'm somewhat backed up. I've got the Eurofighter's going to finish next week, and then after that I've got the Academy semi-second scale Growler in the Centennial, the blue markings. That's be the next one, and then already filmed is the KC-135, so that will follow on after the Growler, and then after that it'll be either this guy or the F16. I'm filming the F16 as I build it too. It's going to take me a while to build. As you see, I've just kind of started the cockpit, so I'm a long ways away, but that pretty much take through the end of the year. So yeah, so nice assortment of scales all the way from 144 up to 32nd scale basically. So just to recap, so we've got my Eurofighter finishing up, and then got the Growler coming online, semi-second scale Academy kit. Then the KC-135, which just be like a 2 or 3 parter. There's not too much of that. And after that, like I say, it will be this one or the F16. One of those two. Unless anything comes out in the next couple of weeks, which I desperately want to build and film, which I doubt it. Alright, so that's, put this back in the box so I don't lose it. So that's the F15C. And then lastly, the third kit I got, all aircraft this week. And something I said I would never do, and I can't remember, I apologise, I'm terrible memory, but somebody left me a comment asking about this, and I said I wouldn't buy it, but I did buy it. So it's the limited edition Tales of Iwo Jima, the P51D, and it comes in like 10 billion different markings. As always, Edward limited edition. Sorry, you can see on the camera it's kind of dark when I'm filming this with the light shining. I kind of made the mind up that I got stuff sitting in my stash I'll never build, so I thought, well, let's focus on what I like, and that's modern kind of 90s to 2010s kind of aircraft. Anything I have with props just sits there gathering dust. I have all kinds of World War II stuff I've had or sold. I don't use it, or build it, should I say, just to have mojo for it. But this one, it's a limited edition. I really like the markings. I just bought, as always, Edward, get it now. If I change my mind later, then I'm not going to be able to find it for a reasonable price. So, and if I don't change my mind, do sell it, and I'll at least get my money back on it. If not, make a little bit of cash on it. So this one I will build at some point. I think I do have the 32nd scale Tamiya Mustang I want to build. But yeah, I did buy this one because the markings look really cool. Also, I like to give some love for the Pacific Theater. Like typically in modeling, both armor and aircraft. I don't know about you, I find that almost all the releases are kind of tainted toward the European theatre, especially I'm talking about World War II. There's very rarely anything for like Pacific. It seems like really kind of outnumbered, kind of almost forgotten. So the fact that they did this Iwo Jima one has kind of won me over, and as always, a beautiful box art. I wasn't going to dabble in the Mustang, in the Spitfire they brought out. I'm not a big Spitfire fan. I'm more of a Hurricane kind of guy. But again, I've had them sat there and I've not built them. So things change, moods change. But I really wanted to get this one. I'm glad I did. And what it comes with neat too is it comes with this little like pin badge. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like a little case, which is kind of cool, neat kind of thing. Edward used to be really good at giving away cool little, like, not gimmicks, but like little gifts with the models. So they brought those beer glasses out, and then they brought out those big framed kind of, not framed, but kind of mounted artworks. For me, it was a kind of crazy idea, because you think, how do you ship like a big artwork? It made no sense to me. It's like, you roll it up in a box, fair enough, but the shipping costs would be huge. How would you ship like, you know, a huge painting or print like that? It seemed a little weird, but they had those. They used to give all kinds of stuff, and then for me, it seems like they kind of got a little cheap. Not just kind of give you less for your money. Even now, it's just normally boxed straight kit. Also, I'm noticing too, I don't know if you guys noticing that a lot of the limited edition and those kind of kits and the Profi packs are coming with, a lot of new releases are coming very plain of what you get in a box, but then you get a lot of stuff aftermarket at the same time. Example, that Marauder. They brought the Marauder out, and the same month they brought out the resin engines and I think some wheels or something else which didn't come in the kit, something extra. Same thing again. Every time they release a kit, they, rather than including the stuff in the kit, they're selling as an additional extra, trying to upsell you. Yeah, 5 years ago you used to go in a kit, now it's extras. It is what it is. I noticed that. Also, what I'm not very happy about too is the decals. They've got, as you know, they've gone from Cartograph back to bring them in-house, so probably another cost-saving measure, and they are nowhere near as good as Cartograph. These ones are okay, but not Cartograph quality, but they're usable. The Desert Babe ones are crap. Like I said in that review, the Desert Babe one, they're just all out of register. The colours are terrible. I'd rather just buy aftermarket ones. Yeah, they're not that great. These ones are a little better, but they don't quite have the colour kind of pin-sharp accuracy and the brightness and the contrast of the Cartograph decals, unfortunately. So that is really it. So I'm going to keep on working next few weeks on the F16. That's going to take me a while to build. Also, hopefully this Golf GTI is going to play ball. If it does, then that's going to open a whole realm of the opportunities for me. I do have some car kits already, but I stopped about a year ago doing them because it's just so hard to get a good finish. But if I can get someone to a decent standard, then it might spur me on to do one or two more, maybe. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So, as always, been super busy. Hope you guys are staying safe. Keep watching my reviews on Tuesdays and my build videos on Fridays. That's kind of my routine schedule right now. Plenty coming up next few months, as I've spoken about. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Thank you for all those who have, and all the kind comments and everything. It really kind of spurs me on, and I really appreciate it. So thank you ever so much. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now and carry on doing some more building, I guess. So until next time, have a good one, and see you later. Bye-bye.